Hello, everybody. It's Carl Rodriguez from Joining the Dots, the Startups Network. And I am really happy today to introduce Miroslav from Mobilesoft. And we're going to talk about how to develop and think through successful app strategies. We're going to talk about apps today. So Miroslav, it's brilliant to have you on the call. How's it going today?
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's great to have you in the community and very specifically, having that real knowledge around, we've been talking for a long time about apps and, how to work out, do I need an app? Is an app going to work for my business? Obviously, we're in another stage of people becoming more and more digital. And, one of the things I'm very aware of, which, is why I've invited you onto the call, is one of the things I think Mobilesoft's been good at is, being able to create successful apps, where they actually get a lot of users and a lot of downloads and a lot of, we were talking earlier about, I think one of your recent projects, you got 200,000, is it 200 or 300,000 users and 2 million downloads. So, I think there's a special source, which I'm going to unlock in your brain today about, what do people need to think about when they can try and, go on a journey like that. So do you want to just start off by just giving us a bit of feedback on, your background and what led you to get to this point in your journey as CEO of Mobilesoft?
Okay, let's start. So we started to develop mobile applications 7-8 years ago, and the reason for me was that I had my mobile phone in my pocket, and I just decided that I can learn how to develop mobile application. And in that time, and I would connect it with that question, how to develop application with so many hundreds of thousands downloads or whatever. Because in that time it was very easy. You just developed application, you send message to couple of people, you put it on your Facebook wall, and it worked. Because I guess that now we have like tens of millions applications, or probably more. I'm not pretty sure, but anyway, now what happened if you develop whatever application and upload it on Google Play and App Store, you almost get no downloads. And in that time, our first application was Czech pharmacies. So we created application which was, nobody could be interested about map of Czech pharmacies. So we created that application, and we got a couple of hundred downloads in couple of days. Then we created Czech breweries, and it was even more successful. So I'm from Czech Republic, and we are big beer drinkers. So thing is that this application works still very well. Wasn't good time. Corona wasn't good time for that, but now it works very well. So in that time it was very easy, and for us, I was thinking, okay, well, I created application in 1-2 weeks, and after just uploading on Google Play and App Store, I could get hundreds of downloads every day. So what happened? We just started to provide this service to other companies which would need to develop mobile app. So in the beginning, it was me just connecting other companies and getting customers like that. So yeah, and what we did now is that we have some projects we are working on with our customers, and we have some projects we are working on which are owned by our company.
Right. Yeah. And it's fascinating actually how that evolved in terms of just low pressure and things just started to happen, and then momentum. There's a real thing there, I think, for the entrepreneurs out there. When something looks either it's good to not be under pressure, but also just something you're intrigued by, to follow that curiosity. I think Steve Jobs makes me think about Steve Jobs saying, "Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition." They somehow already know who you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. So it's like, you know, you're just curious about something. You didn't need it to all happen, and then suddenly, you know, here we are with hundreds of thousands and millions of downloads. So what I want to just ask you about at this stage is, so if we've got people out there listening and they're thinking about, maybe they haven't got an app at the moment, they've got an online presence, what are some of the questions that you think people should be asking that are the first stages in thinking through whether an app is useful for them?
Yeah. For me, it's very hard to, you know, I get so many emails from people asking about mobile app development, and very often there are people who really don't need application in that stage. And reason is that in the beginning you can first test it, so you can ask people if they would use something like that, because you know that I am getting emails about creating new applications which are similar like Uber Eats, which are similar like whatever. And I have around 20 emails from people asking me to develop new Facebook application. So first of all, you need to think where to start and if you really need mobile application, because for many use cases you just need to use a website or even, you know, so you can test so much before you start think about creating mobile application. And for if I think about successful use cases we are working on right now, it's, for example, now we are working for Pelican from Slovakia, and they are a company providing flight tickets, and they have very successful Facebook page, website. They have I think around 200,000 fans on Facebook. So they are one of the biggest companies in Europe, providing flight tickets. And for them, if they have only website, they can reach much more users by mobile application. And what I feel like one of the best advantage of having mobile application for them is that they are in touch with users even they are not login, because you are able to send direct message to mobile device, and you don't need to get email address and other channels. So I only know that this is a user who behaves somehow in mobile application, and I can send him message for that. So it could help them a lot. And other case is if you are looking for if you have some idea, which was for us our Ublog application, because you know I knew that procrastination is a crazy thing, and we all know that sometimes you have job you don't want to do and you look on Facebook, on reading news or whatever. So I had that blog thing in my browser on desktop. And what I was thinking about is that I still have my mobile phone on stable, and I can use that mobile phone to look for content and open Facebook or whatever. So we created application which was solving this problem for mobile devices. So it worked because it was something we were pretty sure that people will need, and that happened. And it was even before digital well-being from Google and that stuff which was created from Apple as well. So in the beginning you need users or customers or product on website or whatever, or a very good idea which is unique at the moment, or you need so much money.
And you just don't care. You can create another Facebook. Yeah. Okay, we all need that. Actually, we do need other alternatives to Facebook, I suppose, in some ways, but yeah, I get your point. So that's the beginning stage of thinking users, money, etc. If someone decides, okay, I'm going to create an app, what are some of the next questions that they need to think about, you know, that's going to make sure that it's actually a success?
Yeah. First is that, you know, very important is define minimum product and create something where you can test if idea is okay or not. Because, you know, during that 8 years we have been developing the mobile applications, I met customers who just like said, oh, I need this and I need all that functionality in first version of application. And finally, it failed because it's much better to create minimal product and then start to ask users what they want. Because you can spend months of development on something which is not useful. Second thing is that you need some budget. So you are not able to create Facebook application for $100,000, and but if you have two, three, four, $5,000, it is possible to create something very small where you can test if it makes sense or not. I wouldn't say that it's budget for proper mobile application, but at least it is budget where you can test something. And second thing is you need to know what is your team, because we have some customers where they have reason why they want to cooperate with us is that they need to set up all the team for development. And many people think that it's just about like hire developer and create successful mobile application. But you need to have some knowledge about marketing. You need to have some knowledge about project management. You need to have some knowledge about like estimate. You need to be able to estimate hours or Mondays or whatever. Anyway, time you need to spend on application, and timing is very important thing as well.
Yeah, and what about things like business models, monetization? How does that kind of work? So,
you need to test.
yeah.
I last year I visited a couple of conferences about monetization and mobile app promotion and marketing. And thing is that nobody knows. Now I can talk about our Upload application. In terms of revenue, we more than doubled compared to last year. But now we are thinking about like move monetization model from one time payment from premium to subscription. But it's very hard to there are products where subscription work much better. There are products where in-apps works much better. Just be careful about ads. I can share some data about what is happening to us, and we have about around 5 million impressions from Google Ads, and we get 800 pounds or something like that, or 700 pounds amounts. So it's not income you can pay for development, and you can make application better. So for us is to have ads in application. Mainly reason that that user are more willing to pay for premium, and they want to get rid of ads. That's it. So this is, and that there is if I look why our customers are asking for mobile applications, there are other ways of monetization. For example, Pelican need to sell flight tickets or other products. So they even don't need to get money from applications. They need to get money from services they are providing.
Okay, great, thank you. And what about what's the biggest mistake that I'm sure when we get into our rhythm, when we're doing certain things, we see the same thing over and over again. I mean, you've told us some ideas about common ideas that people put in front of you, but what's the thing that you kind of go, oh no, not again, like the mistake that people out there make when it comes to apps?
I think that for if I want, if I would build whatever supermarket or whatever, I have no idea what does it cost, and what could be my income from future rent or whatever. And this is a mistake so many people do, because they in the beginning they think that they just develop application, release it on Google Play or an App Store, and get so much money. it would be very easy easy work and it would be very good for us, but it doesn't work like that. Most of the projects failed, you know. So many people try to copy some ideas which are already done, which can work. But you know, if I think about our Ablog application, uh, our advantage was that we were first in that sector, and now there are maybe 20 more applications which are similar to us. But thing is that they have 10% of users, so they can't survive much longer, and then they have no enough income to make application better than we do. So I would say that one of the biggest mistakes is that you see successful project and you try to copy it. Right. So, or you have already something to you know, let's say, okay, a couple of years ago I met 3 guys, and they had some budget for application. They wanted to develop application for cinemas, and they said, okay, there is no one application where you can book your ticket to cinema, and let's develop something like that. And they were asking me if we are able to develop something where you could book your ticket, find what is the schedule of movies or whatever. And I said, well, go to, in Czech Republic, we have 3 biggest companies which own, like, I would say 85% of all the cinemas in Czech Republic. And I said, okay, let's go first. And this is very good idea how all the people should start. Let's first just test it. Say, okay, we are developing this mobile application. We want to add your company into our product. We want this money or whatever. Try to sign some document and try to ask them if they would cooperate with something like this. And what happened, because they did this, and all the 3 companies just said, okay, no, we don't care about this. And in case we need mobile application, we will create mobile application by ourselves. We don't need 3 students. Or so what happened after that, this application wasn't developed, and that guys just saved so much money. So
yeah, makes sense. All right. Well, listen, this has been really really interesting. A lot of good information there. And I'm just going to ask you, maybe just to sort of put it all together, if there was one piece of information, one bit of advice that you felt you'd love people to take away or think about when they're thinking about apps and app strategies, what would you say?
Just maybe start thinking from the end. Just imagine that you already have mobile application, and imagine what you will do in that stage. Because so many people just think, okay, I will develop mobile app and that's it. No, just think, okay, I already have mobile application, and think how I get money back, and how I will how I make application successful on Google Play and App Store market. And then everything will be much easier, because you can figure out that you have product, you have users, but you have no way how to get money back. And we did these mistakes as well. So because we are developers and we like to develop new products, so we have successful projects, and we have projects where we failed, and reason was that we started to think how to develop something we like, but we didn't think how to develop something which people will be able to pay for.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much. And if people want to get in touch with you, I think we'll put your website, your LinkedIn underneath this. It's mobilesoft.eu, right?
Yeah.
And then we'll put your LinkedIn there so people can get in touch. And all that remains is just thank you very much for, being a part of all of this. It's been really good knowing you for the last quite some time now. It's probably getting on for nearly a year, and yeah, we'll keep in touch. And I feel like I know you're expecting some good news quite soon. So good luck with all of that, and we'll speak soon. Yeah.
Okay, Carl. Thank you, and thank you for everything we are doing for joining the dots.
Thanks, Miroslav. Okay.